Hello, my name is James, and today we're going to be talking about the Franco-Mexican War. The Franco-Mexican War started in December 8, 1861, and lasted all the way up to June 21st of 1867. So what was the main cause of this war? The main cause of this war was Mexican President Benito Juarez announced that he'll suspend loan interest payments. This angered three different creditors in particular: Britain, France, and Spain. So on October 31st, 1861, Spain, France, and Britain signed the Treaty of London, a joint effort to get their payments back from Mexico. It wasn't until December 8th when Spanish fleets began to arrive in the port of Veracruz, and then later the British and the French later arrived at that very same port. After a couple days, the British, French, and Spanish forces decided to advance further into Mexican territory, seizing towns, cities, anything that will repay these loans. However, the French had a different plan. They planned to set up a puppet government in Mexico, in large part because they want to expand their influence in North America. When the British and the Spanish found out about France's plans to install a puppet government, they immediately withdrew their troops on April 9, 1861. Unfortunately for Mexico, this was no longer of simply repaying back their loan. France has officially declared war on them. Since this was a key justification on it, it gave the French excuse to pretty much invade and try to set up a puppet government. Fast forward to 1862, General Ignacio Zaragoza defeated the French army in what later became known as the Battle of Puebla, which is, coincidentally, a fun fact that this was the reason why Cinco de Mayo was celebrated. Unfortunately for the Mexican army, the French had reinforcements, and those reinforcements arrived on September 21st of that same year. After the French reinforcements and several French victories, the Juarez administration originally fled to Paso del Norte, but then later fled to the modern state of Chihuahua. The administration will remain in Chihuahua all the way up to the end of the war. Later in that same year, the French occupied Mexico City. In the eyes of Napoleon III, it seems that the Mexican Republic finally capitulated, and later started setting up a puppet government that was friendly to the French. Napoleon III offered Maximilian Habsburg the crown of Mexico, which he formally accepted on April 10, 1864. Unlike most monarchies on the time, Maximilian Habsburg was somewhat different. He was actually progressive. He actually advocated for reforms and advocated for a limited monarchy. I think this person is so interesting that he deserves his own video, which you'll stay tuned for more for that. However, unfortunately for Maximilian and his dreams, Benito Juarez began winning several battles in April of 1865, so much so that Napoleon forces actually fled later of next year. Seeing how he was technically in enemy lines, Maximilian attempted to flee Mexico, but unfortunately he was captured and executed on June 9th, 1866. However, despite his execution and despite his dream of pretty much having his own legacy, his own empire, he actually left an impact, so much so that Benito Juarez actually kept some of his reform and progressive policies. Overall, against all odds, Mexican President Benito Juarez will be remembered as the man who saved Mexico in becoming a French puppet.